This message is for Hassan Piker, and you guys all know he's probably not going to see this video. Hey, Hassan, I really like your content. I agree with most of what you say. I helped Bernie Sanders open his Detroit office, just so you know how aligned I am with you. But the recent comments you've been making frequently that if Gavin Newsom is the Democratic nominee for President of the United States in 2028, you will not vote for him. You will vote for a third party candidate. Um, I'm going to ask you a question, and I would like you to answer this question. We've had a number of progressive wins. Since Donald Trump took office, we've had a record number of special elections where progressives and Democratic Socialists have beat the centrist candidates. There's going to be many, many more that are going to win the elections before 2028. In Congress, leading up to the next presidential election, we will probably have a record number of progressives and Democratic Socialists in Congress because everybody has woken up. We're playing the long game, and now we're at the point where it's working in our favor. So come 2028, who would you like to be in the White House when we have this record number of progressives? Who's going to be better for our progressives to implement their progressive economic platforms? Gavin Newsom or J.D. Vance? That's my question. That's my question. Do we want to help them pass the policies that they pushed on their campaign trail? Or do we want to bog them down another 4 years trying to stop J.D. Vance and MAGA and Project 2025? That's my first question. My second question for you and all the other leftists who've been inspired to create similar content. We're not even through the midterm elections yet, and they're talking about you should vote for this person or shouldn't vote for this person in 2028. Will you promise me to start creating regular content, educating your followers on what Democratic primary elections are? Will you all promise me that? Instead of making content saying, don't vote for him, don't vote for her, I want you to educate the voters on what Democratic primary elections are, because you know what? 80% of registered voters do not show up. They don't even know what they are. They have no idea they're starting this march in 7 different states. And it's going to run through all the states by the end of August. They don't even know that that's when you look at a whole pool of Democrats and you push the progressive across the finish line. That if you don't want Gavin Newsom to be the candidate or Kamala Harris, that everyone has to turn out at their Democratic progressive primary elections in their states and vote for the person that they want to be the presidential candidate. I would much rather see you get plugged in electorally to affect change than to just create content on social media that's not going to help the progressive movement, not in the political process and not in terms of actually changing our lives. That only happens through elections. And we have a lot of uneducated voters that you can help educate. That's all I'm saying.